Welcome everybody to Somewhere in Vegas here on our new home, Spreaker.com. I'm Mark the Q. I am your host. I'm very privileged to have two really talented actors who are currently in a very awesome international suspense thriller called The Host. You guys get that on demand. Right now, we've got Dominic Keating and Margot Stiley on with us right now. How you guys doing?
Hey there, Mark.
Hi.
Good.
Great.
Not bad in the time of COVID.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
Thanks for having us. Something to do today.
Yeah, You're interrupting
my nap time, Mark.
Yeah, pretty
much. My fifth nap of the morning, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, now.
I'm travel workers though, so I feel really excited.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of weird. We were just talking before we went on the air. I mean, here everything's pretty much shut down. I'm pretty sure Los Angeles is pretty much shut down as well. I mean, a lot of actors aren't working because a lot of productions are shut down. I mean, has that affected you guys?
A lot of actors aren't working anyway, mate, and this has just made it really, really dreadful. The insult to injury.
I've got a lot of friends who have been out of town on projects abroad, and now everyone's come back. So originally I was like, yay, everyone's back in town, and I was like, oh, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. COVID's back in town. Yeah. I know. Yeah, it's sad time.
I'm writing at the moment. I'm writing a project. So for me, for the first 2 weeks of our quarantining, I was like, life as usual. You know, it was only after about 2 weeks that I realized, oh my God, everything's changed. So I'm just trying to work as much as possible. It's a little difficult when you're like feeling emotionally vulnerable, but it does kind of get the day going, you know.
Yeah, it's a good thing to do, to have something to do like that. I have to say, congrats and hats off.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
who knows if it's any good yet, but
there's only so many documentaries I can watch, frankly.
I know. Well, you know what I've done? I got a karaoke machine. I am very good at singing karaoke, as far as I know. I actually can't tell, so I'm sort of recording myself so I can listen to myself singing karaoke to see if I'm on tune. Medium. But it's fun.
What's your go-to song, Margot?
Right now, my go-to song is, this is so embarrassing, it's just that my voice, it just really suits my voice, it's Strawberry Wine by Deanna Carter. It came out when I was in 9th grade. It makes me happy every time I hear it, but weirdly, my voice just sort of sings it very easily. I think everybody has, even if you can't sing at all, I think everybody has one solid karaoke song in them naturally, and the key is just figuring out that song. So that is my current go-to.
Oh, I love that song. It's Strawberry Wine 17. Yeah, I'm very familiar with it. Weirdly, Margot, one of those. I mean, I used to be a karaoke DJ. I sing a lot of songs. I once in a while go into one of the karaoke rooms when they're open, just to sing a little bit. And I'll sing for a whole hour. But one song that I'm very, it's one of guilty pleasure and something that I guess you could consider like one of those songs that would be weird to kind of do, but the one of the I figured out I could do really, really well is I Never Promised You a Rose Garden by Lynn Anderson. I can do that really, really well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There's also, I feel such a responsibility to a karaoke room, like if my friends are having a party or whatever, to keep the vibe up, and have a good time. So having a karaoke machine in my house and I'm alone, I can kind of get into like cooler songs or like songs where I'm just like vibing it and I don't have to worry about like everybody going, oh my God, when is this over?
well, with me, I mean, I'll sometimes just rent a room up by myself for an hour and just do as many songs as I possibly can. So, I hear you there.
You're my kind of person. I got you. We're the same. Cool.
Yeah. Do you do any singing at all, Dominic?
No comment.
But yeah.
You karaoke kids.
Yeah.
Where'd you get a karaoke machine from? Or is that a silly question? Did you get it from Amazon?
No, I didn't because the place where I wanted to get a karaoke machine from is in New York and they closed. So I went into Let Go which is an app, and I found a guy in Inglewood. So now, along with all my other guys, get things for stuff. I also have a karaoke guy in Inglewood.
You have a karaoke guy?
Karaoke you want, yeah.
Is it a knocked-off karaoke machine, or was it out of the box?
Who knows? I'm just a new word. It smells kind of new, like the plastic, so whatever.
Does it take CDs, or is it not that old?
It's not like as old as us. I mean, it doesn't even know what a CD is. It's got a Bluetooth connector.
It is Bluetooth. It's all, yeah, it's of the modern era. Yeah, I used to have one, 20 years ago. It's in the garage, I think, in some hole in the garage.
You should pull it out. Listen, what we could be doing right now is all singing together, say, if you had your karaoke machine.
Yes, we could be Zooming. Yeah.
Yeah. We were
bombed on Zoom.
Yeah, I was talking to Margot before that, this is a really good time to kind of, catch things caught up. And Margot, it sounds like you've been busy writing. I have an idea for a script that I need to get to writing at some point. Once I get, it's a little bit lower down my to-do list as well. I mean, what about for you, Dominic? Have you been able to do anything on your long any to-do lists while you've been held up?
I got a bloody clean house. I'm in Hollywood. Yeah, I did way too many chores in the first 5, 6, 7, 8 days. I should have spaced it out. I was reminded of, there was one funny scene between Ross and Joey in Friends, when Ross moves in with Joey because he's broken up with Rachel, and he's about to go out, and Joey's in the fat boy recliner. He goes, "Where are you going?" He goes, "I'm going to go to the post office, going to go to the bank, going to go to the drug." He goes, whoa, dude. That's a whole week right there. And I was like, yeah. And I'm sitting here with my clean windows, clean gutters. The only thing I haven't got into is the garage. I daren't go in there. That would be, I don't know that even 4 months would be enough. And I'd need help. I would certainly need helpers. That's like Everest in there right now. So,
yeah.
But yeah, keeping half busy. I get out once a day with my neighbour. We go for a good walk around the hills here, and other than that, eating well as best can, and trying to, even going to the store is a bit of a thing, isn't it? It's it's going to test us, that's for sure.
Well, I could say one thing about this is that it's a great time for this movie to come out because, people are kind of stuck at home and really want to be entertained. I mean, this, just watching the trailer for the movie, I mean, it's a very suspenseful thriller, and it's international thriller. So a lot of it's based out of Amsterdam as well. Was this either of you guys' first time in Amsterdam to film a movie, or was it even filmed in Amsterdam?
Well, I didn't get to go. Did you? Did you go to Amsterdam, Margot?
No, I've been there before. It's a lovely city.
It's a beautiful town.
Yeah.
No, I only shot my scenes in London, sadly. But I did go for the Zachary, the producer, Wechstein, put on a wonderful promotional with this tulip vodka. And they had he got a tulip bred for the Keating Garden Fair, which they have once a year. And they bred a tulip in the name of the movie. And we went for the unveiling of the tulip, which is white with blood streaks through it. Blood red streaks. Yeah, pretty amazing. And who knew that they had tulip vodka, but they do, and it's bloody strong, let me tell you. Like everything else in Amsterdam. We had a nice 4 days doing that, but no, we didn't shoot in Amsterdam. Sadly, we were just stuck in London.
So, Margot, you were over in London shooting as well?
I was in London shooting, yeah, but I live in LA.
I think you've actually filmed over in London before, haven't you, Margot?
I lived in London for 15 years, so I did a lot of filming there.
Were you basically doing movies and television at that time? Did you do any stage acting at all?
I was doing film and television. I had a real insecurity about stage acting because I wasn't classically trained, and it was my own fault. I wish I had just bitten the bullet and been turned down loads until I finally got a chance to be on the stage in London. It was that's a big regret of mine, actually. They have the best productions in London, from the back of a pub to, the West End. Like, the talent in London for stage is just outstanding.
How about you, Dominic? Have you done any stage out there in London?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I started, my first play was in the back of a pub.
Yeah.
The Man in the Moon. Yeah, in Chelsea, which is now a posh restaurant with condominium apartments above it, sadly. That was my first play, and then, I did a lot of hard-hitting first-time writer plays in London back in the day. Went up to the Royal Exchange in Manchester and did another one there. We won the Nobel Prize that year for that play. That was with Kathy Burke playing my sister. And then that got transferred to Hampstead. I worked at Hampstead for 6 months doing that play, amongst barbarians. But before it moved, it was, when it was in the prefab, it's at Swiss Cottage there. And, they were good times, those first few plays I did. And I got noticed doing a play at the Edinburgh Festival in about 88, 89, and the guy came up to me in the bar afterwards. This play was with Tim Spall, and it was a good two-hander. And this guy had written a sitcom for Channel 4, which was Desmond's. I did 5 years on that, and that sort of set me on my TV film course. And then I came to America after that contract ended. That was 25 years ago last month. That's amazing.
Dominic, I didn't know that you got, discovered at the Edinburgh Festival. That is so cool.
We were the hit show there that year. That was called Screamers. Me and Tim Spall. Yeah, he just bought a brand new Mark II pillar box red 60s Jag, and we were tooling around Edinburgh in that for 5 weeks. It was amazing. It really. He was high as a kite on Our Wiedersehen repeat money. Our Wiedersehen Pet was a huge show that he shot. Yeah, they were fun times, I have to say. Oh, dear me.
Yeah, Dominic, with that in mind, you have a really unique proposition as in terms of, having done both stage and film and television. How is it for you to get that instant reaction in terms of, being on the stage versus having to do, like film and television where you don't always have an audience?
Well, you kind of, you do and you don't. You've got all the people behind the camera. If you can get their attention, you're doing well. That's what I always think. I treat every take like it's opening night, I have to say. I used to be rather pissed off at the end of each season on Star Trek, and they'd have the blooper reel, and my co-star, Connor, would have just endless hilarity where he, stuffed up mess lines, bumped into the chair. And it sounds like I'm blowing my own horn, but there'd be literally maybe one thing of me, and it wasn't even that good of a fuck up. And I treat each take like it's opening night. So I don't know whether that's the perfectionist in me or something like that. I don't want to, I don't think of film as anything other than first night of a play. Each take is like, right, we're going to nail it. And I'll do the same thing over and over and over until you tell me to do it different. I'm not one of these actors that, plays around with it. I've nailed it down to each breath, step, and, flicker of the eye. Whose dog is that, then?
Oh, I've got my door. But I just found a little baby hummingbird who's grounded outside my door, so I just opened the window to look at it.
No. So anyway, I don't really distinguish.
Shame talking about your filming tactics.
Well, it's the British actor. It's how we're, and I didn't train, but it's how we're. I don't know. It's how we're reared in the theatre. Yeah, right, repetition, and until you tell me to do it different. I've come to set thinking I've got it nailed down. And unless the director says something to me that I agree with, Rafe Richardson used to do that, apparently. He'd go, oh,